the kids are moving at all-time high. Deion came out yesterday that and we fucking talk Colorado all the time because they give us this content. Plus, you're on the show, so it's great to have you on. That's in the backyard of this program.
It's true. They do film everything as well, so it's easy pickings. I mean,
it is easy. It's not just everybody's show. You can say all about my show, and all you bring up is Colorado. Well, we have a Colorado alum who played in the NFL on the show every 3 days or 3 days a week, and they also put out a lot of shit. So
right.
Here's the thing I got to ask you though. Deion made a specific comment that I want to ask you about, and I don't care how you answer it, but he said basically that we're not losing anyone of significance. We're losing backups, and that's all that's really in the portal. I want to get your take on what he's saying and what he means.
Losing some guys to the portal. What are you?
If there's only backups in the portal, to his words, and he's only losing backups, aren't we just trading backups for backups at this point? And is that the problem in the NCAA? It's not just Deion's Colorado either. This is a nationwide issue. Because because no starters leaving Alabama right now to go to another school this late in May. And
Proctor.
Huh?
He don't count. He don't count. He don't know what to do.
Yeah. So, Proctor. So I'm trying to find out, Matt, like if we're swapping backups for backups, doesn't that even create worse culture across every school in the country? Like we're just swapping backups for backups, and yet we got to reteach backups? Why don't we just keep the backups we just got rid of and fucking try to coach them, mentor them? And I don't get it, man. And now yesterday, the NCAA just made a new rule that you can just transfer anytime and not sit out as long as your progress towards degree. So I don't know if you heard that. Did you hear that?
Yep.
So what? So it's even lax? It's even more lax?
Okay. McCaskill is not a backup. McLean's not a backup. They're quality players that just need to be developed, but they have to want to develop. So it goes both ways. I don't know what happened with McCaskill, but I did see, a little white boy, Charlie Offerdahl, walk on from Dakota Ridge here in Denver, who's a really good player, got promoted to second string running back, and he can catch the ball out of the backfield, and he's really athletic and works his ass off and has a 4.0. So I think McCaskill got overtaken by a walk-on and left. That's number one. And that when you're the former conference or the USA, wherever Houston was before the Big 12, he was the freshman of the year. When you got that ego and then you get overtaken by a little white boy from Dakota Ridge named Charlie Offerdahl, who's a walk-on, who's a bad motherfucker, badass kid, wears 44. I actually sat in my office when he was a junior, and he was like, I want to play at CU. And I was like, I don't know, son. And then went and did it. And I was like, God, I love it when people make me eat crow. Look at this little badass. So he got promoted to second string, and it probably hurt McCaskill's or whatever his name is feelings, and he left. And we know McLean is a shitbird. So I can't sit here and disagree with Deion, but I will say that he's right. There's nothing but backups in the portal. I mean, look, it's either backups or young guys that are underdeveloped, and you got to go find those dudes because they usually are being tampered. So they're going in the portal and they're going somewhere immediately. They don't even get a chance to recruit the young guys. I know this because a couple of them are in the portal that I work with. It's talking to, ex-college coaches who are now in the media that I'm really close with out here. I won't say his name, but all he said yesterday was like, all you're getting in the portal right now are other people's trash, guys who can't go to class, guys who got in trouble, or guys that think they're better than they are and they want to, they can't take the coaching and they're just going to leave. It's like there's no really quality players that are just going in the portal right now in May. That's not the time to transition what you're doing. So
let me ask you. I got to ask you this because you and I know how all three of us know how vital and important it is for the big boys up front, both O and D line. I used to love to have 12 D linemen during the season at least, and I would love to have 15 O linemen. That was my target every year. Now, we know how hard it is to get those guys in regular January, and it's a sign. How hard is it now to get a guy in May depending on a kid coming from another program that you just mentioned is either someone else's trash or some issue happened, etc. Dog, you lost an O-lineman, and today you just lost the Eric Brantley kid, the DN. That just happened, I guess. I'm just getting I'm just getting blown up about it. Yep.
He just got there.
Yeah, he just left today. Right now, this morning, he just entered the portal.
30 minutes ago.
30 minutes ago.
I don't know if he can play or not. He literally just got to the school. Like, wait, bro, like, how about we develop a little bit and go through a year and see if you can play? What, is he not starting immediately? So he's like, fucking him out.
Mammoth got there, checked out the facilities. He's like, I don't like the locker room color in here.
Yeah, the color concept's not cool enough.
Let me ask you, is this a kid from Georgia?
He's from somewhere down south.
See, this is my point back to where everyone blew me up on the social media, of course, because you don't know what you're talking about. If the colder states aren't going to, this is my point I brought up. Like, these Southern kids are going to come up there and see it, and in this landscape, being allowed by the NCAA to just get out whenever you want, I just see the cold weather states going to get hit with they're going to struggle, man. It's not a hot take to everybody out there saying it is. It's not a hot take. I'm saying in the future,
the cold take, right?
Cold take, son.
Yeah, we're gonna see a fucking shift. I just agree. We're gonna see a shift. You're gonna see warm weather.
Look. Michigan won the Natty last year. It's cold as fucking Detroit. No,
I said going forward in this current.
I know. I heard you. I'm saying. I'm going to relate this back in the day to when I played, which is not the same. It's just not the same, but at the same time, it is relevant. Everybody that was any good on our team that's a skill athlete, or like the Andre Gerard from Dallas, or like we had some bad motherfuckers that were all from Texas and Louisiana and California, and it's not cold there ever. And they didn't leave. But we were also good, and we were putting people in the NFL, and like we had a culture and a community. And
you couldn't leave, though.
Well, you could leave. You just had to sit unless you're Marcus Houston. Marcus Houston is the only guy I've ever seen that petitioned this college football NCAA and didn't have to sit out. And he was in our meeting room one year, and then we were playing him the next year when he went to CSU. What a bitch. I mean, just the biggest, softest bitch in the history of bitches is that guy. And I'll stand on that. Marquisha Houston. What I'm saying is, if you have a culture, what Colorado, the University of Colorado, is missing is every school, every team that's ever been up there has and I know that the out of Colorado people are going to shake their head at this, but this is the truth. Okay. If you have a foundation of Colorado guys that actually are from here and give a shit, you can build around that foundation, even if it's just 4 or 5 guys that are really, really passionate about their home state and like want to like give back and like be part of something. If you have those guys, Charlie Offerdahl's one of them. We just talked about him. There's a reason he's there still. Like, they need more of that. There's a bunch of players in this state. I mean, there's a Rolodex of guys. So I think that they need to build around that a little bit more. But